Welcome back to the Pirate Ragnar. Let's not call this a motovlog channel right now. 5 months of not making content has pretty well highlighted to me that if something is going to stop me from getting on my bike, I'm going to run out of content for you guys pretty quickly. Well, this guy is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's not related to kind of what I want to talk about today. I guess I just needed to give everybody a little bit of an update, explain what it is that I do plan to do with this channel in the meantime. As some of you already know, I don't have my BC motorcycle license, which is an incredibly frustrating thing for someone who's been riding motorcycles as long as I have. Let's be honest, it's pretty much all my fault, though having to deal with provincial regulations and the fact that Ontario and BC refuse to communicate electronically with each other it just adds to the frustration. But I've been riding motorcycles for so long, I genuinely forgot that in Ontario I didn't have my full motorcycle license. I hadn't done the final test. It was a big oversight on my part. And then when I came to BC and didn't have the correct paperwork right away, they told me, you just wait. You wait till you get the correct paperwork. Which took a very long time to get from Ontario. And then you won't have to do all of the tests. You'll just have to do that last test. Well, that was not accurate in the slightest. So here I am now having to restart the entire process at a year where everybody wants to get on a motorcycle and the tests are backed up for months. Long story short, it might be a bit before I'm actually on the road again, which is incredibly frustrating for me, but I love making content. I love making videos. I was a filmmaker earlier in my life. At least we attempted to start a company that would be successful. Fact is though we don't like making videos for other people as much as we like making our own content, and that stuff just didn't sell. So definitely want to get back into making videos. I do have a bunch of stuff that I need to do for the bike in order to get it ready to do those tests and things like that. So I kind of want to talk about that today, just give you guys a little bit of an update, what my plans are and where my head is at. So I had a heartbreaking moment. That heartbreaking moment was realizing that Maul's original CB450 engine, the crank case, is not as in good condition as I thought. So originally, these two bolts, let me double check. Yeah, it's these two bolts here were stuck. So they snapped, both of them snapped. Prometheus, can you go over there, handsome boy? Thank you, sir. Take your toy and go over there. So these two bolts were stuck originally, and a good friend of mine, Steve, was able to help me get them out. And at the time, we looked over the entire crankcase. Everything was in good condition. We effectively destroyed another crankcase trying to get a good crankshaft out of it because there was a bunch of things on that crankcase that were stuck, and thinking that I did not need the case itself, we kind of mangled that one a little bit. By a little bit, I mean it's properly mangled. So that's not usable. And now I'm finding that, and genuinely, I don't know if this could normally happen, but I think over time, like the crack must have appeared instantly when we were doing it, but it didn't separate right away. So let me show you. There is a nice little crack. I'm trying to get it in the light as well. Let's see, can we see that? Right there. So this piece is now cracked. That's where the bolt actually sits down. So yeah, I could probably take that out with my fingers if I pulled hard enough. Now, I'm not sure if that's something that's salvageable on here. I know I could probably take it to a shop and have them take that out and then put up some more material and stuff, but that's where the threads are for the bolt to hold the top end on. So my gut says that even if I got someone to do that work, it's gonna render it flawed to the point where it doesn't make sense to use it. So I am a little heartbroken. If anyone knows whether that's something that I can still salvage, please let me know. I'd love to find out that's the case, even if I have to pay some decent money to get it done, because the sentimental attachment to this particular crankcase is silly, but I'm attached. So that's a thing. but it also means that there's no point in really spending too much time trying to work on the Lord have mercy, the 450 rebuild right now. The only other thing on my list, other than general maintenance for Malls and kind of bringing her into the 21st century a little bit, would be the 750. So we are going to start working on getting the parts that are needed for the 750. And by parts, I mean, we have most everything here. There's just little things like the crankshaft bearings and things like that that are in good condition. But if you're rebuilding an entire engine, why not replace those with brand new parts? So I'm going to look at getting some of those, as well as just some of the shims and stuff that you don't want to use old versions of. You want to replace them with new parts. So that's what we're going to look at. And I'm going to get back out there. Excuse the mess. I reseeded this lawn. So everything got pushed this way. But we're going to break open the vapor blaster again and start really cleaning up those parts. So that is definitely on the list of things that I want to accomplish. And for Malls herself, we have a couple of things. So it probably comes as literally no surprise to anybody, not even myself, but kind of myself. When I repaired the exhaust using JB Weld, it did not last. Lots of people said that it wouldn't last, and I believed them, but I wanted to give it a try anyway because I was sick of hearing the exhaust, and I wasn't planning to do any major reconstruction work in the little bit of riding time that we had left before my license and registration expired last year. So that's that. In place of that, we now have something that's actually made to fix exhaust, to patch it up. So we'll get that done. The brakes need to be finished. I never really finished those last year, so we'll get the brakes done. Got some new brake fluid. We'll get all that taken care of. And the fork seals are leaking. And I've cleaned the fork seals a number of times already. Oh, he's a big boy. Yeah, I know. They're annoying. Can you stay there? Probably not. Yeah, not even that long. Okay. So the other thing that I want to do is the forks. As I said, the forks are actually leaking, so I've ordered some new fork seals, and then we'll have to, get the appropriate amount of fork oil and all that kind of stuff into them. So we'll get that cleaned up. And then lastly, the thing that I'd mentioned last year is I want to turn, and yes, I realize there's only 4 colors. I'm colorblind, so them being color coordinated isn't as important to me. I'll do my best, and I'll probably pick up at least 1 or 2 other rolls of colors just so that it's semi-reasonable for somebody else. But we're going to be taking this here harness and rebuilding it with a couple of, like a new fuse box, modern fuse box, so I don't need to find antiquated old glass fuses to actually run it, some modern connectors, and actually replace all this junky 35 plus year old wire with something that's a little bit newer. Slightly higher gauge as well. That way, since the entire system is now running more electricity than it ever did before, it seems to, one, blow fuses a little bit more, and it burns through these wires a little bit faster than you would like. So we'll get that all cleaned up. We'll rebuild the wiring harness. Currently, the wiring harness that's on Malls now technically works. There's something with the starter solenoid that acts up, and I kind of have to wiggle it around a little bit every once in a while, and then she starts no problem. So she held her charge all winter. I barely ran her during the winter, and come spring she booted right back up after I fiddled with the solenoid a little bit. That's positive, and she's running quite well. So I know the engine in there is in good condition still. I don't need to put the rebuilt engine in there anytime soon. So that's the plan. Yeah. I guess that's it. I'm not going to try and dig into anything today. I more just kind of wanted to give everybody an update, give you guys, I guess it was more for me. I wanted to make myself actually create a video and really kind of get the fire lit under my ass again. Because like I said, I genuinely enjoy making content. It may not all be motorcycle related content moving forward. Hopefully it will be genuinely mechanical related because I really, really enjoy having projects to work on and things like that. I gotta stop saying I got pretty good about not saying that, and then I stopped making videos for 5 months. So here I am again. Anyways, like I was saying, not everything that I post on the channel anymore necessarily will be moto vlog related. So we're probably gonna have to come up with a different intro. I live in a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. There's things that we like to do that don't have anything to do with motorcycles, And frankly, like I said, it's a little bit difficult to make moto vlog related content when you can't even ride your motorcycle. So please bear with me. Hopefully you guys will stick around for the ride. I want to try and keep the content on the channel roughly mechanical related. I know I can still work on the project bikes and I can still work on Malls and get her tuned up and ready to go. But there's other things that I genuinely enjoy doing, and I just like making content. I love filming. It's something that I genuinely enjoy a lot. So I'd love to get out and catch more of what BC and our surrounding area looks like so I can share that with you guys. That said, if you guys have anything, simple repair projects or things that you need done on a motorcycle and you're not sure how to do it, drop a comment below. I'd love to try and give you guys an example and show you how I would do it, whether that's the right way or the wrong way. We'll see. You can comment about that to your heart's desire. And I just genuinely appreciate that everyone kind of stuck around. Stay tuned, particularly for these projects that we're going to go through. We'll definitely get this stuff done because I need to get it done before, August 11th. It was over 2 months that I'm going to have to wait before my next appointment to do the skills test here. I also don't actually know anyone in my area that rides motorcycles that has a road legal motorcycle, and I can't ride this bike on the street without a fully qualified. That is so frustrating for me to think about. A fully qualified and licensed rider behind me. So I'll probably be trucking the motorcycle down to where I need to take these tests. And with any luck, the new truck will be in. Ford has delayed that for a long time. I'm sure lots of other people have been delayed because of nobody being able to get the chips needed to make cars these days. But we got word that our new truck is going to be on the way a lot faster than we thought. And this time I'm actually going to have a motorcycle ramp and everything kind of with the truck that's made to use it rather than a piece of wood or having to borrow a ramp from someone else. So that should make life a little bit easier. Yeah. You have anything to say for yourself there, mister? No? He's going in for some training today because I'm going nuts. I thought I could handle a border collie, but this is one big border collie, and he is so full of energy that he's been absolutely wonderful, but I'm recognizing that I need a little bit of help trying to really get the fundamentals down with him. So Canine Valley down here in Squamish, they are phenomenal, very, very busy people, but they're managing to squeeze us in, and I might be able to help them out with some video content and stuff like that they need some help with because they don't have a video editor for some of the stuff that they want to do. So it'll be a trade, but this guy's going to get the help that he needs and to set us up for a successful future. So I'll try and keep you guys posted about that. I know people love animals. Most of you love animals as much as I do. So anyway, I won't bore everyone to death. Stay tuned for some of this stuff. We'll see how much of my rambling actually gets made into a video, because I've been rambling now for a while. This was going to be like a 4 or 5 minute video, and I've been recording for 17 minutes. Wow. Anyway, thanks again. Stay tuned for the next video, and I will catch you guys later. Oh, the one thing I completely forgot to say. It's Wednesday here on the Pirate Ragnar something or other channel.